Hello guys, this is Average Trader and welcome to week 14 of our trade logging series. This week we've made 1.5R, and as you can see, this is largely due to a single mistake I made on Monday. Okay, and we'll talk more about this mistake when we get there, but just know that even professional traders, right, people who do this for a living like me, make mistakes too, right? Of course, these mistakes aren't like fundamental, right? I didn't like not take a stop loss or something, but you know, every so often we will make a mistake, and I will explain the rest of that later. Quick reminder, if you do want to see all of these trades live, join our website, right? We're the only chat room out there that if we don't make money for a certain month, you simply don't pay us, right? That's our profit promise guarantee, and we're the only chat room out there that does this. Right, link is in the description if you want to find out more information about that. Otherwise, let's hop straight into the first trade of the week. And the first trade of the week is FOXA, FOXA, $29.47 by $30, right? And we took this off of a 1 minute breakdown or a 1 minute 3-bar play, depends on what you want to see it as, right? You know, just for clarification, right? Remember, 3-bar play is the first 2 bars can be considered as 1 bar, right? For a 3-bar play. And as you can see, this thing went 1R, right? Thing definitely went 1R, and unfortunately, buyer stepped up after it went to like 28.75, right? And pushed the stock right up to our entry point, which is a very big shame because this thing was looking so good. But just look at the huge bottoming tail on the 2 minute, right? Or the engulfing bar on the 1 minute, right? We got out of this thing break even. Next trade we took was RCL 46 by 45.50. All right, and you know, we took this off of a 1 minute or a 2 minute breakout, right? Look at the 1 minute, stellar breakout, right? You could put a ruler on this thing, right? And unfortunately, it didn't quite hit 1R, which is why we could not, or at least I could not move my stop loss to break even according to my plan, and we bit the bullet and took a stop on this. Nothing more to say here. Really nice pattern. Next trade we took was BA 136.50 by 135.50, and we also got stopped out of this thing, right? We were taking this on a 1 minute breakout, a sloppy 1 minute breakout where we anticipated the entry, right? And so all of these risk factors that we included, right, was one of the main reasons why we got stopped out of this thing, right? As you can see, the market took a turn for the worst, right, after breaking out of this area, and we got stopped out of this thing very quickly. The next trade we took was FedEx 159.50 by 158.50, dollar stop, right? And once again, after we took this on a 2 minute breakout, right, we gave it a bit more room than usual, all right, at 159.50. But I would argue we also gave this a bit more room than usual, right? And you know, after it triggered us in, markets took a turn for the worst and immediately stopped us out. Right, this is where let's discuss the mistake I made on Monday. What if I told you the last 4 trades was all taken in the same exact day, right? If you've been paying attention, right, it would make sense, right? Because look at this. So for this trade, right, we stopped out because apparently, right, markets took a turn for the worst. Last trade, right, for the BA, also, you know, markets took a turn for the worst, dragging all of our stocks down. And the first trade that we stopped out on, look at this huge, massive red bar, right? So all these 3 stop outs have something in common, which is they relied on the market too much, okay? And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, right? The past few weeks have been very good to me, right? And so maybe my ego was a bit big, right? I should have never been exposed to 3 R's worth of risk at any given time, right? I was in 3 of these trades at the same time, right? So of course, when markets take a turn for the worst, right? You know, all of my trades will stop out, right? Causing me to lose 3R on the first day of the week, right? I dug such a deep hole on the first day of the week that I had to spend the rest of the week digging myself out of that hole that I dug myself into, right? Which is something I want you guys to not have to do, okay? Which is why I'm pointing this out to you guys, right? Always be aware, right, how much potential risk you're exposing yourself to, right? Any one of these 3 trades was, I would argue, is good enough to take, right? Look at this. breakout. Extremely nice breakout, right? Second trade, BA, right? Although a sloppy breakout, it's decent enough to take, right? And third of all, FedEx, right? Look at this engulfing green bar, right? Any of these three trades was decent enough to take, right? My point is, I should have never been in all three of these trades at once, okay? And I want you guys to take this lesson with you guys as well, right? Don't expose yourself to too much market risk at once, all right? No matter how good the pattern is, okay? And so, took a 3R down day on Monday. Next trade we took of the week on Tuesday, right, was QQQ 276.30 by 277. Okay, and really nice breakdown. And we took this off of a daily breakdown, or a 1 minute breakdown. Maybe I'll start including the daily charts on these trades that the pattern is on the daily, but you're gonna have to trust me on this one. It was a daily breakdown, and look at this thing chug along lower, right, for the rest of the day, and we got 2R out of this. Really nice. Not much to say. Next trade we took was Disney DIS 101.15 by 150, and we got break even on this thing, right? Remember, a 3-bar play can be the first 2 bars combined, right, for the wide range extending bar, right? So we took this off of a 1 minute 3-bar play. As you can see, this went over 1R. And honestly, guys, if you guys had used a tighter stop, right, maybe 101 by 175, you probably would have hit 2R. But unfortunately, I gave this stock a bit more room than usual, and I gave it 101.15 by 150 instead of 75, and didn't hit 2R, hit 1R, and huge red bar comes in and tags me at break even. Next trade we took was a BIDU 100 by 101. We took this off of a 1 minute breakdown. As you can see, the 1 minute breakout, right, before the breakdown had a pop that led straight into compression. What does that mean? It means that the prop was not strong enough to break out of the previous compression, right? So as soon as we saw the breakdown on the second compression, we knew this thing was going to go lower. We knew it was going to go into a bearish trend, right? Look at the 2 minute, right? Straight downwards, right? So we got 2R out of this thing relatively painlessly. Next trade we took was Netflix 269.80 by 264.80, a $5 stop, and we got in this thing very early on into the day, right? And we were in this thing for such a long time, right? It was just chopping around, which is why, even though it didn't hit our 2R target, I got out at 1.5R profit. Okay, and this has mostly to do with my experience with trading. Okay, remember, you can know all of the patterns in the world, you can know all of the indicators in the world, nothing will beat experience, right? Practice makes perfect, and my experience has told me for these momentum patterns, right, that don't immediately hit target, there's a very low possibility that they do hit target, especially after they break the low of the compression that they're currently in, right? So we got 1.5R out of this thing, and if you had stayed in this thing, you actually would have gotten tagged at break even. So really nice that I realized that we needed to take profits now or never, right? So 1.5R out of Netflix. Next trade we took was IBM 127.10 by 126.10, and we got out of this thing at break even as well. Was this the best pattern in the world? No. Okay, especially after it popped over 127 and started chopping around at 127 by 127.20 or something like that. You can immediately just forget about this trade after the second bounce where it did not put in a higher high, right? Which is why, even though it did not hit 1R, we moved our stop loss to break even and got out at break even, excuse me. Very risky trade right here. Not risky as to say that we over share size or something like that, but after this second bounce was not putting in a higher high, we knew this thing was gone, right? So we got out at break even. Next trade we took was Netflix NFLX 269 by 271, and we got stopped out of this thing. We can't really do anything about this, right? I remember we got triggered in off of this bottoming tail right here, okay, right under 269. You see this compression, you know, this bottoming tail triggered us in, immediately stopped us out 271. Would I have taken this trade again? Maybe not, right? You can see there's a barcode right here, right, which indicates a strong compression, right? Strong compression phase, which, you know, even though our entry was below the compression phase, you know, it's just unlucky for this bottoming tail to have tagged us in and immediately stop us out. Maybe I'll add this to my experience, right? And next time I won't be taking trades like this. But it was a nice pattern, right? Nothing we could have done about that. And that's all of the trades this week, right? I wanted you guys to remember once again, right? We lost 3R on Monday, right? When we only should have lost 1R, right? We only should have been in one of those 3 trades on Monday, and therefore saved us 2R. So technically this week should okay, have been a 3.5R up week, but instead we only got 1.5R. Okay, so yeah, keep that in mind, and take that lesson so you guys don't make the same mistakes that I did. Once again, if you do want to see all of these trades live, join our website. I do stream all of my trading live every single morning, right? And we have a profit promise guarantee, right? If we don't make money, you don't pay us anything, right? And it just goes to show, right? We made a huge mistake on Monday, and we still ended the week up 1.5R, right? So 1.5 grand for me. Other than that, if you have any more questions or comments, join our Discord. I'm extremely active there, and you can always just DM me on Discord. Link is in the description. That is it for this week's trade logging series, and I will catch you guys next week for the continuation of our trade logging series. Have a nice weekend, guys. Bye bye.